lost a badge. Hang on. Can we... We've got an anti-block. Can you use that anti-blockade badge?
Why I choose to burn my Israeli passport. I am here with the full support of Jews for Justice for Palestinians. My name is Sonia Levine. I am a British resident. I am a nurse and a mother. And I wish to renounce my Israeli citizenship for the following reasons. I did not apply to the Israeli authorities for this passport. I lived in Israel for 1 year, 20 years ago, and did not possess an Israeli passport. I was given right to remain simply because I am Jewish. Since then, I have visited family in Israel over the years, travelling on my British passport. Last March 2003, I landed in Tel Aviv and was questioned by immigration officials. They told me I was an Israeli citizen due to having lived in Israel as a new immigrant 20 years ago, and I was required to have an Israeli passport. When I resisted, I was told I would not be able to leave Israel to return to the UK on my British passport, even though I had no intention of ever living in Israel again and had no wish to possess dual citizenship. I was told I would be held at Tel Aviv airport if I attempted to travel back to the UK on my British passport. I felt very intimidated. My son, who was born in the UK and does not have Israeli citizenship, had to stand in a separate line at immigration when we left Israel. Why should I, a third-generation British Jew of Eastern European heritage with no link to Israel, except what the Zionists would have you believe is written in the Bible, have a right to live in Israel, work in Israel, enjoy financial assistance and civil rights, build a home there, educate my children, more than a Palestinian whose family has lived there for over 50 or 60 years. I want Israel to end the occupation. They've been operating since 1948 and dismantle their apartheid regime. Over the years, I have had an increasing distaste and discomfort about the indiscriminate and deliberate violence against innocent children and adults. A Palestinian child aged 10 years old has endured 3 wars in their lifetime and suffered more loss and more trauma than we could ever imagine. No child anywhere else in the world has been exposed to such violence. This is a human catastrophe. Last year, after my trip to Israel, I felt so despondent I thought about burning my passport with a few close friends as a symbolic act. This act for me personally has far-reaching consequences. I will probably never be able to travel to Israel to see members of my family again. I am prepared to encounter opposition and hostility. However, compared to the conditions the Palestinian people of Gaza have endured under siege for the last 9 years, this cannot compare. Since the invasion of Gaza 1 month ago, and having met with many people of all faiths and of no faith, I am ready to act. I have been ostracised by Jewish and Israeli friends who support Zionism. There is often a silent war where Jewish people feel unable to speak out. Instead of Israeli supporters being brave enough to confront rational debate and listen to our opinions, many of us have simply found ourselves unfriended or ignored. I am fed up of hearing the same justifications. I am sick of hearing Holocaust sentimentality being exploited in the name of Israeli occupation and unspeakable acts of terror and dispossession. We Jews, we should know better than most how it feels to be wronged by an aggressor. We Jews should know that to stay silent is to condone. Where are your voices? Why are you silent? Every Jewish person who chooses not to speak out is complicit with the actions of Israel. I cannot bear witness to the horrors of Gaza and do nothing. I cannot remain silent. I do not wish to have more rights than any other person. I want equality and freedom for all peoples to coexist. I condemn all violence and terror from both sides. I value human life above everything. I do not understand the ability of a people dehumanizing another people. And I want the world to know that not all Jewish people support a Zionist state, and that we, as human beings, wish to be on the right side of justice. The State of Israel says it speaks for all Jews, but it does not speak for me. Burning. Yes. I don't want to ruin myself.
Wrongs are so wrong, you can't.
Was Manchester and Newcastle now?
Sorry, can I just squeeze back?
Very, very good. You know, maybe the script should go out on the website.
Yeah,
on the Facebook.
The Jewish name.
We need any more funding for weapons. We've got a nice big wall.
So I get my number. I'm going to take back.
I'd like to say thank you very, very much. It didn't really matter if there were 10 people here or 10,000 people here. I still needed to do this today. I really, really appreciate your support. We're very much a minority. It's very, very difficult to speak out. That's just thank you. You're all. It's really important. Thank you.